Wasabi guys, and I don't know if I remembered this, but apparently we are getting new foil full art versions of these lands, and hopefully these will be given out at pre-release or F&Ms like they were supposed to be given out before. But these are really cool. They're very similar to the original full art lands from Amonkhet, but these have the significant difference of each individual land has just destruction. You see what appears to be just a sandstorm, and it looks epic. I mean, it looks probably more beautiful than the full arts from Amonkhet. That is definitely worth it. I mean, I absolutely love these full arts. Definitely better than Battle for Zendikar block when they tried to make new full arts in that block, but honestly, they just don't look anything like these. These look beautiful. Most certainly, if you're the type of enthusiast that likes getting these type of full art cards, you definitely want these. These look awesome. So anyway, I'm going to be going over some of the newest spoilers. Some of these may have been yesterday, the day before. I've just decided to do it all at once because I didn't feel like making 100 different fucking videos over it, but who the hell cares? I'm going to do it now. Might as well. I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about too. So let's go on to the lands here. We're getting new lands, and these are all deserts. They're basically like the cycling lands of the past, really no difference. They enter the battlefield tapped, and they all have the pay one in the colored version of the land, and you get to discard it to draw a card, and that's it. The added benefit though is that these are the desert land type, so if you have anything that could search for deserts or interact with deserts, these could be a little bit better than the cycling lands, but who knows? I don't really see these having any impact like the Mirrodin artifact land cycle, which was absolutely insane, but this is their attempt to try to diversify the land base. So I can't really say too much about it because they're not overpowered, but they look decent enough. And it makes sense. So now we have the invocations, which I'm going over this in no particular order, but I like some of these invocations, and a lot of these look beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. They definitely look better than the ones from Amonkhet. I don't know, I guess enough time you get used to it. So what I'm seeing right now, we have Lord of Extinction, which is already an expensive card, so have a different art here in the invocation form. Just looks amazing. Looks different from Lord of Extinction from what we normally know the original artwork for, but given a little flavor from Amonkhet, definitely awesome. And then we have Shatterstorm. 4 mana, destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. Probably sees play in Modern. I don't play Modern, but probably sees play there. And yeah, like, I don't know if they did the whole colored, I guess you could say like stripe on the side. I don't know if they did that before, but it definitely looks better. And then we have Choke. Islands don't untap during their controller's untap step. And then we have Avatar of Woe. Not really too excited about that. Not that big of a deal. Capsize. Again, not that expensive of a card, but looks cool. Then we have Opposition. It's really hard to read some of these cards. I still don't like the whole hieroglyphic bullshit they try to make up, but I can read it for the most part. Tap an untapped creature you control. Tap target artifact, creature, or land. And then we have Slaughter Pact, which is an awesome card. 0 mana, destroy target non-black creature. At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 3 mana. If you don't, you lose the game. Pretty much the other packs. No Mercy. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. Awesome enchantment. I was almost confused. I thought it might have been on the reserve list, but it's not. Desolation Angel. Kicker of 2 mana, flying. When Desolation Angel enters the battlefield, destroy all lands you control. If it was kicked, destroy all lands instead. So, Armageddon on a creature ETB. Can't be too mad at that. Awesome. It's an older card too, so having a newer foil version is always nice to have. Then we have Damnation as an invocation, which is awesome. Already got reprinted, so I don't think this reprint is going to hurt its value much. With Nicol Bolas on, it's definitely going to have its own value. It's pretty unique. I like it. We have Blood Moon, which is, quite frankly, probably the coolest looking invocation, period. You have the little biblical reference there of the blood in the sea there. That's pretty cool. That's one of the plagues, I believe. I don't remember. I'm not a Bible nerd. I don't really study all that. But non-basic lands are mountains. We all know that. And then we have Diabolic Edict, 2 mana. Target player sacrifices a creature. And then we have Forbid, which is the 3 mana counterspell with buyback, discard 2 cards, counter target spell. Overall, I like these. I think there's some clear standouts that are going to be worth a lot of money, but again, these aren't too expensive. Then we got a new Planeswalker, which, another Nissa. Yeah, let's just let that sink in there for a minute. Just in case if you were wondering, that is now 7 Nissas in the last 2 years. Since Magic Origins, we have had 7 Nissas. Now, granted, they're not all legal and standard right now. We only have about 5 of them. If we count Hour of Devastation, Oath of the Gatewatch, and Battle for Zendikar rotating, that is technically still 5 Nissas in standard at the same time. That is ridiculous. People were complaining that we had 3 Gideons in the same standard. Nope, we're going to have 5 Nissas. Absolute chaos. What the hell are they doing? And notice how I said 5. We don't know for certain if we're going to get a Planeswalker deck version of Nissa, but you can already expect it. We have one of Nicol Bolas, so they tend to do it of the Planeswalkers that are already in the set, so it would make sense, seeing that these are likely the only 2 Planeswalkers so far. Nissa is probably going to get a Planeswalker deck version, so who the hell knows. Overall, the abilities: +2, untap 2 target creatures and up to 2 target lands. -3, target creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn. -10, look at the top 10 cards of your library. You may put any number of creature or land cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I like the alt, but the mana cost is too expensive. I honestly don't think it's going to see any play in standard. I mean, it might, but it's probably going to be a commander card, and pretty decent. Not too bad, but again, the fact that we have an oversaturation of the Gatewatch leads us into this next thing here, which we have the 5 Planeswalker hate cards. Gideon's Defeat, Jace's Defeat, Chandra's Defeat, Liliana's Defeat, and Nissa's Defeat. They all do different things. I'm not going to go over each and every single one of them because, quite frankly, I don't think you guys really care, and they're most likely not going to see any play at all. They're so narrow. Quite frankly, something you would rather expect to see in the arch enemy Nicol Bolas set, which is kind of disappointing. Now we have some other cards. Here's some really cool ones here. We have Grind to Dust, which is 2 mana black. Put a -1/-1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. The Aftermath is 4 mana white dust, and exile any number of target creatures that have -1/-1 counters on them. So that's pretty cool. It is 6 mana total, but it is an effect that exiles. The first effect, Grind, can deal with a lot of token strategies, maybe some servo strategies that are still from Kaladesh, who knows. And the Dust can just basically deal with whatever's left after that. And then we have Hour of Revelation. 3 white and 3 generic to have, and it costs 3 less to cast if there are 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield. And then destroy all non-land permanents. So that's pretty epic. Very much like Blasphemous Act, although more expensive and a little bit more narrow towards white. Although I feel it's still really good. Maybe not in standard, but if we talk about the commander format, there's a lot of non-land permanents. It's definitely going to be able to be casted for only 3 white. Even not that, you're still destroying all non-land permanents for 6 mana, so that's decent. Pretty epic there. Planeswalker removal is Planeswalker removal. You can't discount that. And then we have quite possibly the coolest spoiler here, and that's just my opinion, but I think it's the coolest one, the Scorpion God. Yeah, the next god that we officially have spoiled. It's 5 mana in Rakdos colors, which is really good because we need more Rakdos support in Commander. And he could also see play in Standard too, because he doesn't have that whole clause where it's like, oh, if you have this certain circumstance, he's a creature, or he's not a creature. He has whenever creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, you get to draw a card. And he has 3 mana Rakdos, put a -1/-1 counter on another target creature. So you have that activated ability, so you can just ping stuff if you want to. When the Scorpion God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Holy crap. I definitely think he's going to see play in Standard. The question is where. It's just great. Have that ability to return it to your hand if it dies. There's not that much exiling removal. So you're most likely going to have this. This is going to be a nightmare in Standard. I think this guy's going to be awesome. Still kind of fair, but I think having that whole ping ability and being able to draw cards off of that's awesome. Let me know what you guys think. I think so far these spoilers are pretty good, and I really like the set so far. Some cards are I could take or leave it. Invocations look a little bit better. So far, I mean, I can't wait for this set. Like to see how it drafts. I like to see how it plays in accordance to Amonkhet and see how the flavor goes. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I do a lot more other videos. Please like this video, share it, and have a wonderful day. I'm signing off.